All right. Once again, it is our pleasure to bring you yet another game. Since yesterday, I believe this is the game that we have been looking forward to. As soon as Shinigami disposed of El Cartel, I believe they knew that they were going to face up against Darkstars, and we've all been waiting to have this match. And it's my pleasure to be your host today. And my fellow host is going to be Stu. It's just two of us holding things down today. So, Stu, say hi to the chat and your fans.
Well, welcome to the lower brackets finals, everybody. Right now, we are seeing two teams legal activities disbanded. But right now, we're going to see the Dark Stars face against the Reapers of Death. And I hope that it is a good game.
Yeah, definitely. Yesterday was, well, it was a bit, was kind of hindered by the network issues plaguing both teams. And given how today is going, it's looking like uh, we are still going to have some run-ins with MTN and their unfortunate connectivity issues. But hopefully, both teams have made the necessary sacrifices to appease the gods, and hopefully, we have a smoother game today. And of course, we have enough violence to satiate us. So pointing out something in both sides, I believe Big Face is actually coming in for General Oiki on the side of Dark Stars today, which is interesting because he missed the last match where they were dismantled by Xenagog. So he's actually on the field today, and definitely he's going to be a victim of the dragging should they lose. But looking at the bans still, I'm seeing that Brody ban from Darkstars and that CC, while Shinigami opt for the Lilia, and I think they are waiting on their last ban now. Then also on the side of Shinigami, actually, okay, that Gatot Kacha ban. On the side of Shinigami, we also see that Panda is missing. So, what are your thoughts, Stu? Do you think these roster changes would favor both teams, or do you think it will be to their detriment?
Yeah, I kind of like this Lilia ban coming from the side of Shinigami because it just shows the limited pool of this of this player phase. Some people might call him no Lilia, no win. I would prefer to call him the big face. So we're gonna see how he
Okay.
performs on this Sicilian this game. But yeah, seeing that Gato ban coming in, it's actually surprising. I know I said in like a previous game how I feel this hero is underrated as a roam pick. Like he does provide more value than people think, more or less. That's my opinion. But
Yeah.
like I do not, I do not expect to see him get banned. But right now we're seeing Gray going for comfort here as he picks that Melissa and is actually into Uranus. Do you think that this Melissa would actually be able to deal enough damage to shred this Uranus coming from Sky Guy?
I don't know if that pick is necessarily tailored to achieve that goal. I mean, Melissa isn't the optimal pick for shredding if we're talking about that, looking at the likes of Carrie. But I believe Gray is just going for his comfort and nothing more. But once again, there's still that opportunity and that chance of him being able to do what needs to be done when it comes to facing off against the tanky front lines. And you did mention this Gatot Kacha ban. Yeah, I mean, just like you said, that even if we're talking about the hero not being quite good enough to be banned, can also look at the player disciple whenever he's on that Gatot. He's not exactly a player that you fear on that Gatot because his AOGs land on absolutely nothing. So possibly,
Alias.
yeah, I don't know why Shinigami opted for that, but they actually get that career pick, and the ban the Badang, while Darkstars opts to ban the Joy. Um, so far, given the side of I will actually see, is this a debut pick for this Nolan? The Gokim on that Nolan. So I guess Levi will be. This is interesting. I guess Levi is going to be the Roma for today, while Gokim, formerly known as Silver, is actually going to be the jungler, and I believe he's kind of like an a reserved unknown player, but he
What is
is
that?
well he is so
No,
well
no,
he's
no. Sorry, I just got caught off guard by that Alucard pick. Is that an Alucard? Like, so
oh
I
I
had to
mean
like
I am not
check
I'm
again.
not surprised by its Isolani. I thought we'd all be used to his unorthodox picks now. So I mean we usually see him on that YSS. Yeah, we know that, or the Lunox. Possibly no one was expecting this Alucard pick, but yeah, I mean, we trust that Solani to deliver. He did say he was going 1v5 in the last match against Synagogue. So let's see if he can actually pull off the 1v5 here, since we all know that his teammates are going to be completely useless, like he said. So let's see how that turns out. But the final pick on the side of Darkstars is actually going to be this Vexana to possibly interrupt their engages. And with both teams having this complete draft, what are you thinking, Stu?
Right off the bat, you see that the draft of Darkstars actually does have a bit of damage, a bit of burst, a bit of late game scaling. We do know that Alucard actually does perform well in the early game. It's kind of gonna be difficult to see this Alucard tanking or sustaining the damage coming in from the side of SGM when that tsunami slam locks onto him, because he's not one of those sustained heroes. He does have a lot of spellbound, but he definitely does not have defense to be able to take all of that damage. But yeah, I see we're starting off to a pause, but just continuing on the draft. I have to say that this Uranus front
Yeah,
line might not be enough. We all know that the Kalia actually doesn't scale well into the late game.
yeah.
It gets more difficult. We can see that Big Phase is on that Purify, so it's gonna be difficult to for her to get the tidal strike tsunami slam combo onto that player. Especially in the late game when the scaling starts to happen. So but yeah, you can see that Vexana pick coming in as a method of, just cutting out the dive that Isolani would try to do on this Alucard. And I'm looking forward to seeing how these players actually do execute these drafts. But what do you think about this, Davis?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also looking forward to the execution, but I guess MTN is having other, um, like I say, would want to see another outcome in the game because it's not looking good, given that just barely 10 seconds into the game, 20 seconds into the game, we're seeing a pause request right off the bat from Shinigami. And I believe I can see Na Boye recalling while Omayun is still stuck at the base. So this is like a replication of what happened yesterday. And though they were still able to pull through and get that win, I believe one way or another it can taint their morale right now and could possibly lead them to losing this game. Or if they are mentally astute enough, possibly they can still find that strength to just carry on with their game plan as usual. But we'll have to see. Uh, Generally, I don't know if I want to favor any side because at this point we have established that whenever Emmy is not present, the curse falls on me. So I would just say I want to be entertained as much as possible, and I want violence to prevail in the land of dawn. But once again, that's another pose request, I guess. Still, I don't know. I don't know. Do you have any contacts in MTN headquarters that we can talk to?
Yeah, I did have some contacts, but I told them to go kill themselves and never like talk to me again because they are a horrible service provider. But yeah, I do see that Omayun is actually moving again. Do not know if this second pause request came in from the side of Shinigami, sorry, of the side of Darkstars, but I
Yeah.
feel that they should have everything sorted out now that Omayun is moving. But uh, just off the bat, yeah, we still have to do our early game bets for who's going to win the first turtle fight. I know you're avoiding the caster's curse, but that isn't real. Your mother lied to you. There's no such thing, right? So, looking at the draft here, with the more or less the damage and the front line that Dark Stars have, but
Yeah.
that pick off potential plus CC from Shinigami. Who do you think comes out on top, like in this fight, like for the first also?
In this case, I think I'll actually be favoring Shinigami, given the utility that Gokim has on that Nolan, and the way he'll be able to chain his skills to get that secure. Unlike Alucard, who only has possibly that S1. Gokim with the Shatter will probably have more utility at his fingertips to get that. So I think I'll be favoring them also because of the spacing that the likes of Kalia and the Iranons will be able to give Gokim to actually get that comfort zone to secure it. So I guess we'll have to see how it plays out. All this is just speculation. Their execution will tell how things go. But yeah, I think all said and done now, we are possibly poised to have a smooth game from here on out. So, looking at the gold lane matchup actually, is looking like it's a bit neutral right now. But do you think Gray will be able to hold his own against Naad Boye, given that he has had his awakening, his enlightenment, he has possibly become an S tier hunter instead of an E class hunter, which he once was still.
Well, right now we are just seeing the heroes face against each other. Actually, Nad Boy getting the upper hand in this exchange. I feel like the Irito has a lot of mobility, and for a hero like Melissa, you do rely a lot on your doll to do extended for the extended range for the extended damage. So
Yeah.
Gray is on this inspire here. So
Oh,
it's
oh,
gonna depend on how he actually plays that. Sometimes he can actually ambush the Irrital, and we all know how high a Melissa's damage can be. So
yeah.
yeah, it depends on execution right now. I feel that both players actually have the potential to outclass one another in this current matchup. But it looks like we are going to the total, and Big Face will be recalling. Um, but Isolani here in the jungle, Sky Guy not giving him any space. He's oppressing him. He has his ult still. He has not used it. He does unlock his ult, but the Sky Guy might drop his damage. The Revitalist comes in, but he's able to sustain for a bit longer. And his disciple that actually falls here to
Oh,
the to the eternal god from Omayun. But look at the damage going on to Natsuki.
oh,
The tsunami slant secures that kill onto him, and it's a two for nothing trade in the favor of SGM as well as the Turtle.
yeah, that was very well played. The way they arrange their priorities, but actually see that twin shield coming in and that tsunami, sorry, the tidal strike coming in and the toll actually from Gray linking onto three, but is actually not able to convert that into anything meaningful. Now we see Isolani actually going for the backline and getting Boye low enough for Gray to actually come back to secure that kill. So this is Darkstars trying to get something back from this game, given the loss that they incurred at the total pit. I mean, that was a bit unfortunate, but we see Gokim actually going in for that execution, but he doesn't quite pull it off, and the bat first comes out, and the infernal pursuit onto Omayun, and they have to retreat. That was so close, yet so far. He just escaped with literally 1 HP at that point. I mean, I thought he was a gunner, but Big Face possibly has some feline capacities because he actually may have 9 lives, and we see that engage going on Sky Guy with the Turtle's poisons and the infernal chase from Natsuki and Disciple just to hold him down long enough. And the with the oh my god, there's just so much going on. That tidal strike and then the tsunami slam to secure um Sicilian long enough for Omayun, I believe, to get that kill, and we see finally some peace in the land of Dawn. I mean, though the total is up, still, I don't think that piece is going to last long.
Yeah, right now we do have the total up. Last fight, Sky Guy was able to zone out Isolani, dealing a considerable amount of damage to him. But looks like the Eternal God is going to go on to Natsuki. He is going to land his S2, but looks like Omayun actually flickers out of there. The Infernal Pursuit going on to
Oh,
them, and it's going to be Isolani that actually secures his total. The Sanguine Claws catches onto Sky Guy, but he is going to survive that last burst of damage from the bat impact, and it's gonna be SGM getting the turtle while only losing Natsuki. But look at the bot lane. Kamiliva actually walking into this bush where Disciple is. He does reveal his location, so Gray will be safe for another moment longer.
yeah, that was very well played from Shinigami. But despite all that, Isolani actually managed to secure that total, which is surprising. I thought that who came on that loan and will have that upper hand and that lethality to always secure these neutral objectives given his kit. But I guess somehow, somewhere, Solani was just able to outclass him right there. But while that was happening, Sky Guy actually doing so much in the top lane, so much that he took down the very first turret, and we see this engage going on to now Boye under the tower. He almost makes Disciple pay for his insolence. I mean, imagine a Total trying to fight a tiger, possibly a Hellcat. That's quite disrespectful, don't you think, Stu?
Yeah, but we can't see Sky Guy in the purple buff of Isolani just tanking all that damage coming in from Natsuki and the big face. The Bat Fest has been popped, so that is one resource less that they have here. He's just been a turn in the side. He has his tower taken down, but look at the gold lane. It is a kill onto Gray here. Looks like the tidal strike, or rather the tsunami slam has not been
Tsunami
burned,
Slam, yeah.
but Big Face might be a target for this, but no, he actually does not engage and retreats in that fight. So yeah, it looks like oh, but there is a kill.
Oh,
Nolan in the top lane. Looks like Sky Guy is going to be taking all this damage. The Sanguine Claws goes onto him with the Bat Fest. Is pop, but the Tsunami Slam
oh my God.
just puts Natsuki in place for now. Boy, to get this kill. Look at the sprint. He's
Oh,
popped
oh,
it. Looks like
oh.
he's going to get it. He gets the kill onto Big Face. And it's a 2-for-1. And they are actually going to convert that to the mid lane.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting outcome. Series of events in a few seconds. That solo kill from Isolani on Gokim was definitely one for the books. Even under his tower, he showed him no mercy. So we can see some of the Isolani fans also on the live chat hailing the will I say self-proclaimed now? Just like we said, Alpha is the number one. Oh, once again, Isolani getting that crucial shutdown kill on Na Boye. He was actually looking to scale with the double kill that he was actually on the killing spree at that point. But that shutdown we actually give him some time to chill out in the fountain while he recounts and thinks about his actions. We actually see them trying to force this bot lane. I don't know if this is the best of decisions, but yeah, they actually fall back. So, like I said, Isolani actually once again pulling his team back into the game. He is the only one with a KD higher than 1 in his team. So maybe he is really just 1v5 in like he claimed, and even Darkstars have no
Ooh.
choice but to. acknowledge that, and we see that Total Poison just giving Disciple enough defense to walk out of that gank. What do you think, Stu? So far, it's looking like Shinigami are having a firm grip on this game, but let's not forget that Darkstars have a, will I say, a better skill, will I say a better, well, they have better scaling heroes. So they are most likely going to have a better team fight comp at the late game.
Well, if you're looking at the gold and the items here, you can see that the retail is on a 6K, 6.2K gold mark right now.
Oh,
Oh, but look like the bot lane. It looks like the Sanguine Claws, the BAP impact actually going to catch on to Camillevi, but looks like Niall Boy is actually going to get the double kill here. Isolani not able to
oh,
get this, but
Gray,
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 what's going on with
Gray.
Gray? Looks like he might be lagging here, and that is a
Oh,
triple kill, and that is just unfortunate. And just as I said, he had a 6.2K gold established. I wouldn't call it a lead. Now he does have 7.3K. That is almost 2K ahead of his counterparts. He has completed Wind Talker as well as House Claws. And when he gets some penetration like a Malefic Raw or a Malefic Gun, that
yeah,
Baxia is going to have a lot of a harder time taking this hit from this Irito. But yeah, right now it looks like SGM are holding their lead quite well. They have gotten their gold laner fed despite the fact that he's on a 620 KDA. But it looks like they're gonna go for a Grand Theft Purple, but the Sanguine Claws catches on to Camillevi here. But no,
yeah,
looks like they will secure this purple buff with relative ease.
yeah. I mean, kudos to Camille actually being that flex roam player. We typically know him for his prowess in the bush, in the jungle, in the forest, but we actually seeing him looking into the sea at this point, and that tsunami slam to isolate Isolani and actually get that kill on him. That was probably a bit overzealous and a bit of an overextension on his side. I don't know if he thinks he is still up against some of the bots that usually meets in rank who entertain these kind of overextensions and they don't punish it. And we actually see now Boye going with that all to the back line, but once again, that was a mistake. Sky Guy trying to tank that tower, but he does not have enough defense, does not have enough HP to tank the tower shots. He's not as beefy as he thinks he is, and he actually falls for the sake of Boye. I don't know, Shinigami. I expect them to be a bit more calculated, but it's looking like their ghost of throwing is about to start haunting them. Though they disposed of Cartel yesterday, looks like their tendencies are still with them still.
Yeah, you can see Solani actually trying to get something out of this so that he can finish off with a complete loss. But then, yeah, he did overextend there. The entire point is to play as safe as possible. But yeah, he ended up getting called out in that one. And Sky Guy actually overestimating his tanking skills. But looks like they actually successfully defended that Lord without losing any of their inhibitors. We have 35 seconds onto the next Lord. So the side of Shinigami don't have to do much. They just have to wait for this next Lord to spawn and just try and siege the base. And it's gonna be up to Darkstars to actually defend this here. But right now, what do you think can Darkstars can do here? They aren't having the best of games. They are still waiting for Sicilian to scale. We're nearing the 13 minutes mark. I don't know how many stacks this Sicilian is on, but he has built Clock of Destiny. He has built Enchanted Talisman. He is getting this glowing wand. But I'm not sure if they're actually going to contest this or if they're just going to wait for a defense. And it looks like Shinigami will bust the Lord down before they can do anything. But what are you thinking about this, Davis?
Yeah, I mean, so far, it's looking like Shinigami still possibly still has that control over the game, but we actually see Levi walking into an unexpected suspecting bush. But it's actually Darkstars who are going to run away from him and not the other way around. He actually has that aura on him right now. And I believe this is another request pose on the side of Darkstars. I just saw that emote on the side of Natsuki. I don't know if the ref is actually paying attention to that. Um, but so far, yeah, Shinigami is still having that control over the game, and they are trying doing their best to actually push that advantage and secure this first game, with the Lord actually taking that middle inhibitor, and we see them working on the top inhibitor next, but the minions are cleared masterfully by Darkstars. They were trying their best to hold their line, and doing so cautiously, but so far they are still losing so much to you, and we actually see an engage going on with that infernal chase of Natsuki being committed to Sky Guy, but he's just rolling around and having a good time, because we know once he has his stacks, he is a menace and he becomes almost unkillable. But yeah, once again, I believe this is a pause request coming in from Natsuki. I don't know if they're mixing up, but that Tsunami Slam actually to the backline that actually catches Natsuki, and then the Eternal Guard expended. We see Isolani going to the backline with the Fusion Wave, but he gets out with that ground splitter and big face with the bat first and the bat impact. But it's all on Sky Guy, who just eats all the bats up for dinner. He's eating everything. That's what is actually making him beefy at this point. Damage is nothing but some ticklings, stew. I mean, Darkstars are completely exposed at this point, and with the next Lord, I fear that that will be the end of game one, barring all throw tendencies from Shinigami.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and grant this pause, um, so that Dark Stars, if they are having any network problems, they can recuperate and fix that. But yeah, so far they actually have defended this. We are getting to the 15-minute, 30-second mark. The next load is spawning in 40 seconds. So by the time the 16 minutes rolls up, we should be seeing a lot of damage onto that Sicilian. He still does have his Purify, which is going to cause problems for Kamiliva actually trying to get that Tsunami Slam and Tidal Strike combo onto him. But you can
Yeah,
also see that the Eternal Guard as well as the Deadly Grasp from Vexana could cause a lot of problems here. So it's all going to fall down to how much Shinigami can stack up that CC, how they're going to execute this. But for the side of Disciple and Natsuki being able to hold any waves or lords, while that Sicilian does use those bat impacts to slam the minions out of existence and slam his enemies as well. It's definitely within reach. It's just going to depend on how tanky his frontliners have managed to make themselves so far.
yeah,
But this Alucard pick from Isolani, I can't really see him being on that same level. I would have preferred to see an Xbog pick like the last time, that
yeah,
would be able to handle this kind of situations a lot better, a lot more consistent, and just being oppressive. The fact that you have more or less 3 lives before you actually die, with the armor, the immortality, the armor after the immortality. Um, well, yeah. What are you thinking about this, Davis? How do you think that Dark Stars can still hold out in this game that they are 8K gold behind?
I don't think they can hold on just by themselves. I think the only way they can ever come back into this game is actually if Shinigami decide to throw like they did against El Cartel. I think that's the only way we can see Dark Stars coming back into this game, or if Big Face actually gets a masterful play, an insane play that will just blow all of our minds and possibly blow our screens as well. But I don't see that in the books, given the kind of comp that they're going up against, given how beefy the front line of Shinigami is. I think you will find it very hard to land those bad impacts to the back line, or even get access to them in the very first place. And even Natsuki, who would want to use that infernal pursuit, he will probably also have a hard time going into the back line. So while they are actually busting down this lot so fast, we are seeing Uranus just give being a menace as he usually is, just being a pest, and giving them a hard time in the mid lane while they are just trying to be pacifists and just do the little that they can to stay in this game for as long as they can. But yeah, with that lot secured, though it's not enhanced, I think he's going to be powerful enough to take Darkstars out of this game still.
Yeah, it might be powerful enough, but the Lord actually does start sieging Camille Levi going in with the title strike and flicker. And he does get his tsunami slam onto Gray. He's down, and it looks like the base will soon follow. Wow, that tsunami slam coming in from Camille Levi to make sure that they have no ways of defending this. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be game one. Right now, we see Natsuki and Gray making Willy Wonka proud as proper staffs of the chocolate factory. Go coming in at actually a 17% team fight participation. What do you think went wrong in the gameplay of this gold lane on the side of Darkstars, Davis?
I don't think he did anything wrong. I mean, he played to the best of his abilities. He did all that he could, given his resources. And we know with the mobility from that Aethel, he's definitely going to have a hard time locking her down, even with the extension coming from the doors. So it's understandable, given that also the other lanes were basically being lost to Shinigami and their dominance right from the early game. So there was no way he would have come back into this game. All the odds were basically against him. But want to point out that Camileva actually coming out with that MVP on the Kalea, which is surprising. Uh, he is showing his versatility on different roles right now. And yeah, that was actually a quick game one. So not to shade anybody, given that both teams were plagued with internet issues. We'll just let bygones be bygones for now. And hopefully, this game two will present more of an entertaining match instead of a one-sided beatdown still.
Yeah, right now we are going to be looking forward to the game two. The best part of multi-game series is seeing how each team adapts per match, and what picks and bans that they do to give respect or disregard for their enemies. So right now we're just going to wait for all of them to be complete before we start. Well, it looks like they have actually um looks like they've actually subbed out Gray and put in Amir right now. That slight moment of lag that we observed on Gray earlier might have been an all match problem. So let's watch and see that. I hope we actually get a better game this time. But what are you thinking about this, Davis?
Yeah, I mean, because that sub in this substitution is actually an interesting one. Yeah, we see Ame coming in for Gray, and yeah, Ame did say that he wants to prove himself on the big stage, and given the situation that Darkstars find themselves, this would actually be his time to shine. So the two key players we were missing in their last game are present now. We have Amir and we have Big Face, and the squad is complete. So if any violence is going to be dished out this evening, it's going to get to each and every one of them. So I just love that the script has been written perfectly, and I'm definitely looking forward to the outcome of this game and the outcome of this series as a whole. But yeah, I'm really hoping that Amir can bring in that extra firepower, that extra buff that Darkstars actually need to get back into this game and put up more of a fight against Shinigami. So I believe both teams are actually ready and we're actually going into game two with renowned vigor on the side of Darkstars, while Shinigami maintained the same roster with Kamilevi leading still by example, even in the Rome role. So definitely I'm hoping to see uh, more from both teams. But that got to catch a ban once again on the side of Shinigami. So I guess Levi is not quite proficient on that hero. so they will opt to ban it instead of actually favoring that as a first pick. While Darkstars ponder on their first ban, I wonder if they will be targeting that gold lane, but that looks like a missed ban once again. Just like we saw yesterday also with Cartel, we're seeing the same with Darkstars here missing their first ban. So it's looking like once again the violence is going to be tainted by connectivity issues plaguing both teams. I really don't know what's going on, Stu.
Um, that is bad. I believe it's Natsuki that was actually supposed to place that ban. But right now we are seeing a Gato Catcher and Glue ban, which is just primarily XP and Roam ban picks, Roam bans here right now coming from the side of SGM.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure if this is targeted towards Natsuki. It probably is targeted towards Natsuki, and less of a disciple target. But actually, you see Boy getting his Brody pick that he has been performing on as of
yeah,
recent. So this is gonna be a tough game for Amir facing off against the Brody. I do believe that going for a Clint is the safest option when you're facing off like a strong early gold laner like this. But no, instead they actually lock in the Irritor. I'm not going to go for the lane matchup. I'm more or less going to go for the team fights. But we have that Natsuki on Badang. I'm not sure if we have seen him on this hero so far in the Gauntlet. But yeah, right now, SGM getting off to that strong start, specifically just with that Brody. Um, Oh, and it looks like it's actually going to be a CC and a Lilia pick. So you do have that anti-sustain CC pick as well as the anti-dive from Lilia. So
yeah.
what are you thinking about this draft so far, Davis?
Yeah, so far I'm actually liking the draft on both sides. That now Alboy is securing that Brody pick, so he is still living off that high from yesterday from his insane plays, especially that turn apart memory finesse on I believe it was um yeah, super hatred. Yeah. So while he popped that wind of nature, that is a clip that still lives in my memory till today. And I'm hoping he can ride off that high and actually put up a performance. But Amir on his signature Airtel pick, when you call Amir, the first thing you should call beside his name is that Airtel pick, and he was actually gifted that for free. While Natsuki, like you said, yeah, being on this Padang on the first time, just like he performed on the Gat Catcher, I believe he can also do that. But we see Big Face opting for this Louis. Um, this definitely has to bring back to our memory what happened yesterday with Void Hacker on this same hero. We have known him to be a player that performs on anything and everything. Even if he had taken a Nana yesterday, even if he had decided to go for a Minsita mid lane, he would have performed. But yesterday we saw him on that chocolate when he took that low E. So let's hope that that curse on the hero does not spill into today while FaZe locks it. While they actually go for the Xborg and the Joy bands, Isolani opting for that Nolan this time. Uh, and we see Silver on that mobile thread while Camille goes for the Mathilda. And we see Disciple hovering over the Kufra, which is interesting. I don't know if this is also another debut pick, but I would definitely love to see a Kufra pick right now. And he actually looks that, remembering his time in RNK, I believe this is their signature mascot, and Disciple will definitely be doing them proud right now. But picking it is one thing, doing well on the hero is another, and hopefully he delivers because his performances in recent games haven't really been that impressive, Stu.
Well, looking at the draft so far, like looking at the draft in completion,
Yeah.
SGM do have a balance between sustain coming in from Fredrin and Matilda. They do have that enhanced mobility, they have the engage, they have the disengage, they have the damage, they have the slow, and they don't really have that much range, but that's not really a problem when you have a Matilda who can actually dive. I can say, or maybe I can guess that the Kufa pick here comes primarily just to counter that Matilda and the guiding wind from her skill 2. But I can't really say that in that pick alone, or rather that
Yeah.
Matilda pick alone is actually enough for the Kufra to be used. Um, because I don't really see how much I don't really see how many people he can actually catch when you have the
I think Stew is
Lilia.
also
But
okay. Sorry, carry on because you were cut off for a moment there. So it seems the network issues are also uh giving you a tough time.
oh yeah. But basically this Brody and Lilia didn't respect the Kufra pick. They aren't on
Yeah.
the Purify. So we might be seeing some tantalizing plays here coming from the Tyrant himself, the Desert Tyrant himself. I hope he's able to capitalize on this spell choice by the side of Shinigami. This is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I really hope once again network issues aren't too much of an issue, so much that the games will be impeded. But I'm really hoping to see Darkstars coming back into this game stronger and not giving Shinigami as much leeway as they did in the first game. So giving the picks that they have opted for this time, but I'm not so confident in that big face low E pick still, given that with the real with the well I call it a nerf now, but with the changes to her ult that gives that vision whenever she actually uses it, that kind of takes away the surprise element that is actually needed to get that masterful play that has become synonymous with the low yi pick. But yeah, we're seeing another post request from Shinigami, I believe. Um, though all their players are mobile, it could be that they are not having the best of connectivity right now. So I mean, over here where I stay, it has been raining all the way since morning up till this point. And I mean, given the season we are in, I guess it's inevitable. But I was really hoping that it won't have to come down to this at this point because this same situation put a damper on the violence yesterday, and it's also putting a damper on things today. I'm really not liking where this is going, Stu.
Yeah, right now the rain is pouring in several places, including mine, because as we speak, it is raining, and yeah, it just putting a damper onto not just the game, but it's putting a damper onto the connectivity of all our players. So we would like to see, a very much better game. I actually can notice that Sky Guy is behind in comparison to all of his teammates here from the side of
Yeah.
Shinigami. So he might be the one that is experiencing connectivity issues instead of the usual Omayun. But right now it's just gonna boil down to the execution of both teams here. We do know that nerf on Loi's diversion has actually been a very huge hit to the supplies element, because you are notified when she's going to be teleporting. So it's just gonna take a lot of timing, a lot of skill pacing, to be able to macro manage that skill and use it in the proper means. But it looks like we will be getting straight into the game.
Yeah. hopefully this time is looking like it has all smoothened out right now, and we're going to have a proper game on our hands. Um, yeah, to the matchup in the mid lane, we actually see Omayun getting that wave clear, also with the help of the Mathilda getting that superior wave clear, and getting that preferred positioning on for the lethal, while Matilda actually goes down to help Boye secure this this gold crab rather, but Ame actually manages to steal that Boye, just underestimating the HP of that gold crab, or overestimating his damage at that point. So we actually see Ame securing that. Um, Somehow, I think Omayun actually got that lethal, while Isolani is trying to get some of the creeps of Gokim, and we see that Tyrant engage going into the backline, and that's, oh my god, that's the first blood already from Disciple. That combo, the mix from Big Face just to lock down Gokim and Disciple getting that kill. They would have preferred to be on Isolani, but that is a kill nonetheless. And the first blood onto Gokim, it definitely does not bode well for Shinigami. We already see Isolani having a one level lead over Gokim. We see that fist break and that face twin combo onto Sky Guy from Natsuki. But he is back. Gokim getting that AXP grab, and he gets some EXP out of it. And the total fight is off. We actually see Isolani disengaging, not wanting to commit that fracture just yet. But Disciple going in once again with that Tyrant again. And Isolani going to the backline and actually secures it with that fracture. And then the fist break, the fist crack combo going in. Then Amir coming for the bot lane with the heavy crossbow. And Shinigami are scrambling for their lives. They actually have to get out of the total pit, because either if they don't, that would be them losing their lives. And oh my boy, oh out boy, actually getting executed by the tower right there. I guess that's also some connectivity issues he's having. So all things are being plagued by connectivity issues. He's just standing and admiring the flowers on outside the map. Stu, what do you think? That was Isolani getting back total, and then the bad luck of oh, by Boye, but actually see that sidestep from Boye, and then that circling eagle coming in, and then the with the turnabout memories, he actually secures that kill on Disciple, but Kamilevi also falls. It's a one for one trade at this point. But what do you think, Stu? What are your thoughts right now as the game proceeds?
Well, we can just see how this Kufa pick actually is causing a lot of trouble for Camille Levi here
Yeah.
with that bouncing ball. The Tyrant's Revenge actually not catching on to Boy, and he was able to still salvage something because the bouncing ball did kill him. But look on the mid lane now. Omayun actually trying to survive this. He does escape the damage from Amir with that heavy crossbow with the use of that sprint. But looks like Big Face actually going to teleport. But oh, the yin yang effect dealing so much damage to Camille right here. We can see how the side of Darkstars are actually trying to play this Sky Guy, getting caught in by that face bay face crack. Looks like the torso is going to be started off by Solani. Gulkin trying his best to deal with ball. Oh, the face bay face crack catching on to Gulkin, and the circling eagle going into the side of the torso as Solani actually secures the yin effect coming in from Big Face, and he's going to drop too. Oh my, Yoon drops as well as Gukim while they go and execute this Grand Theft Purple. Camille Levi trying his best to provide the vision, but he's not going to be do anything. While this Purple buff does drop, they do carry the diversion into the top lane. Sky Guy very aware of their movement. He's going to retreat to his tier 2 And yeah, it looks like there might be a rotation onto the gold lane here. Amir very aware. He's spamming his flicker. He does use the heavy crossbow. Looks like the circling eagle actually not ready just yet, but the terror Akpa memories is not gonna be able to deal enough damage to drop him here, but they will secure that bottom lane tier 1.
Yeah, that was actually a very nice priority for Shinigami, but we see that Tyrant's Revenge onto Sky Guy and then the bouncing ball just to lock him down, and then Phase using that diversion to disengage. And that second Nigo actually committed to Natsuki and go keep going in, but they disengage Isolani using that expansion to get out of the gauge and the expansion combo. But we actually see Natsuki missing that fixed break, but Amir going in with the heavy crossbow and he gets that kill on Omayun. We see now Boy actually getting that turn apart memory, and once again that fadeaway kill onto Big Phase. That was a big shutdown from Na Boye. Though he has already been taken down once, he is slowly clawing his way back into this game. Phase being a bit too slow on that flicker play that enabled Anna Adboye to actually lock down those stacks and then get that turn apart memory kill on him. That was actually very well played. You see Gokim actually going into to contest the total, and that S1 uh Red Tree actually secures it and he gets off that appraiser's rod even through the face break and the face crack combo. We see the yin yang combo being used, but two people falling, one on the side of Shinigami, one on the side of Darkstars, both sides losing their aromas. And Natsuki actually trying to focus that turret, but it's a bit too slow. But Amir comes in with that crossbow, that heavy crossbow, and tries to focus on Sky Guy, but they disengage. We actually see Natsuki in no man's land here, hiding. Oh, actually, it's not Boye being in no man's land here, while he actually was quite took the initiative, and I think he believed he was the one that orchestrated the taking of this tier two in the bottom lane. What do you think, Stu? With the way this game is going, do you think Darkstars will be able to finally get their name on the scoreboard tonight, or do you think Shinigami will overturn this advantage?
I think it's important to note that even though Dark Stars actually have a 7-4 lead, but looks like it's going to be a killing spree on to Natsuki here from Nad Boya. The second illegal
Oh
coming in,
my
and it's going to
god!
be a double kill. Nad Boya dealing so much damage right now
Oh oh
that they are
oh,
unable to
that's
deal with it. He doesn't use the tunnel power memories just yet, but he does
oh.
get it, and it's a triple kill onto Disciple. And just like I said, despite the fact that the side of Dark Stars are leading in the kills, you have to just notice that they have a less than 1k gold lead here. It's not just enough for them to be playing as they have. We did see Amir run all the way to a tier 2 tower just to try and secure a kill. We see Big Face actually mispositioned there, losing his lead, getting shot down by Nad Boy. And these are all mistakes that you don't want to make when your gold lead isn't just that high enough for you to be playing that way. But looks like we're actually going to see another pause here. I'm not sure who for. Might be
Uh,
coming in the side of Dark Stars. But
uh,
well, yeah, what do you think of that fight, Davis?
Yeah, that was actually very well played from Naad Boye. So, like just like we said, he is still feeling that high from yesterday on that Brody peak. He is doing wonders. He is the one that is single-handedly dragging his team back into this game. I don't know how he managed to establish that goal lead over Amir, but somehow, some way, that was some masterful tactics right there to make sure that he was not too far behind in gold, even though his team had lost all advantages. So yeah, very very well played. Kudos to him on that. And then the his masterful control of his skills and holding on to that turn apart memory until he got that lockdown on someone crucial. Like I think it was the Irithel he used that on. So that is very very well played. But we would also be getting this pause. And this is actually, I believe, on the side of Shinigami because I think I saw Levi spamming that emote. So this is the referee using his discretion to give that last pause that they are due. So henceforth, Shinigami probably won't have any pauses left, so they will be at the utter mercy of MTN, the gods of MTN. So hopefully, they are not in one way or another disturbed or deterred by that. But I would definitely like to see Darkstars trying to reel this game back under control. They were in overwhelming control just before a moment there. So I would like to see how they would want to um, come back into the game actually and get that advantage once again, especially with this load being up. Let's see what they do still.
Yeah, the Lord is up, but it looks like it's the side of Darkstars that do have the map control. But Army actually getting caught by that cutting call. It looks like he might drop here to the vengeance of Sky Guy. And this is what we just said about this player. Why are you positioned there? Your team's around the Lord. Why are you trying to fight? Like, that could have quite easily cost them the Lord. But looks like the circling eagle actually does
Oh,
come from Big Face. But oh, those
oh,
tyrants revenge catching on to Mlbb. He doesn't quite get the tyrant's rage here, but looks like now boy might be securing this kill here. He doesn't use the tunnel power memories just yet, but it is Mlbb to fall as well as the Solani did. So 1-for-1 trade, but they have lost their jungler. Shinigami recognized that fault, and they are doing their best to secure this lord right now.
yeah. That
Oh, but
was
looks like Big
very.
Face actually going to the back. He's trying to flicker, but I
What
don't
is this?
understand why the version
No, what
play
are you
here.
doing?
Looks like he might actually die, but he
Oh,
does
oh,
survive. He does get that.
oh,
Actually, he does get that kill onto
face.
Gukim. But the Tonopap memories from that boy sent him back to his fountain. And looks like Amir getting caught out again, but this
Oh,
time he
oh
doesn't have his
man.
team to save him. And yeah, I don't this Iritel, I don't know what's going on right now with this player, but he has to get his head back into the game. But he
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he is just high on emotions right now. I don't remember Amir being this impulsive, but right now, two times he has overextended unnecessarily, and two times Shinigami has made him pay. I guess they say third time is the charm, and hopefully third time there won't be a third time this time. I hope he learns his lesson. Uh, but we actually see now Boye going in. With Natsuki going in with that fist break and that fist wind combo, but that guiding wind to get Oye safe to safety, guiding him to safety. Uh, they actually did quite well. They committed so many resources to get that little engage onto Naad Boye, but Shinigami read them like a book and disengaged masterfully. But while all that was happening, the Darkstars actually managed to take down the Lord, just bust it down as quick as they could, and to ensure that they don't lose any inhibitor. The bottom inhibitor shield was popped, but the middle and the top are still intact. So Darkseid actually doing quite well to defend against that Lord and the super minions that accompanies it. But I think right now they need to be a bit more cautious, especially Amir. They need to put a leash on that guy, put a leash on that dog, put a leash on that cat, whatever it may be, because he is stepping out of bounds. And if he keeps doing that, I think they will definitely have a very hard time getting back into this game. But we see that Tyrant's Rage actually going on to Oh My Yun and the revenge to knock him down, and then the fist break, fist crack combo. But now at Boye, legendary with that turn apart memories, and we see Sky actually popping that cutting call, but Natsuki flickers out of range. Darkstars taking that initiative, Disciple actually going in with the Tyrant's Rage and the Tyrant's Revenge to lock down Omayun. They are not out yet still. They are actually showing signs of life.
Yeah, they actually disciple coming in with that tyrant's range to be able to get um to be able to get that kill onto Omayun here, but you just see now boy just having the time of his life. His Sky Piercer, he doesn't even have Sky Piercer here, but he's dealing so much damage to the side of Darkstars that they just can't take the hits. The moment that Tunnel Power Memory gets activated, it's just death. Like it's straight back to the fountain. But looks like Disciple is actually going to meet the Tyrant's revenge, but the Circling Eagle going to get the knock up onto 4.
Oh,
There's nothing going, but
oh,
it's the fist crack coming in from Natsuki to try and salvage his life, but he does not survive this. But looks like the knock up coming onto
oh,
Amir. Does fist, oh, the
oh,
Tyrant's rage does connect onto 3. Amir trying with the heavy crossbow to jump this kid, but the Appraiser's
oh
rat
my
actually
God.
going to land onto Amir. He's not going to be survived. Legendary from Bad Boy and the
Oh,
Total Power Memories to secure the last kill. It's a wipeout. The Dark Stars are stars no more, as they are going to
GG.
lose this game and miss out on the Gauntlet Road. It's
That
the lower
is,
bracket finals, and we are going to see either a game for redemption, or we're going to see a repeat of
oh,
history with
oh,
Xenogorg.
oh,
But looks like,
oh,
oh, they're actually still in
oh,
this game right now. They actually do manage to defend this, and I spoke too soon. But now, boy, you're gonna
oh,
get shot down by Solani. And not only do they defend, they shut down their major problem. It's gonna be up to Shinigami to take this Lord and try and seal this. But they
yeah.
can't.
I definitely don't know what's going on. It looks like Disciple has completely given up. He is just on the in the fountain chilling. He probably threw his phone at the wall, thinking that they are lost, but his teammates are actually here fighting, while he is giving up. So I don't know. I may actually getting locked down by that frontal assault and that piercing strike. But Isolani comes in with that Lord secure. Ami actually trying to run for his life, but that appraiser's wrath actually takes him out, and we see Big Face also falling. I don't know. I It's looking like this is actually GG, with this Isolani actually trying to clear out the minions, but Shinigami are just going to put all their focus on it. That fracture is not enough to take down the minions, and that is a game tune secured for Shinigami. I don't know what was up with Disciple. I don't know if that was network issue or if he simply just gave up and he didn't have faith in his team to get that comeback. So instead of actually having that faith and knowing that it's not over till it's over, he probably just logged out of the game in annoyance, and left his brethren in the battlefield alone. I don't know what that speaks of his character still, but I think Shinigami capitalized on that, and they secured that Lord. And sorry, though they lost the Lord, they were able to just push from the mid lane. If he was there, I fear that would have been a different outcome still.
Yeah, right now we just see Nad Boy on that 10 to 4 KDA, getting the MVP here because just the sheer amount of damage and the sheer amount of kills he was getting on this Brody, it does make perfect sense why they banned out this hero in the first game. But if we look at his opposite, the Amir here. Right now, actually dealing a decent amount of damage, but just not equal conversion here, coming in as the lowest team fight participation of his team,
Yeah,
being called out in different positions. He's gonna have to work on that in future games. But right now, the gauntlet road for Dark Stars is over. As we join you guys tomorrow for the finals, Xenogorg versus Shinigami. This is a battle not just for the gauntlet, but for all the
yeah,
bragging rights in all the GCs for the next 6 months. So
definitely.
I'm definitely gonna be here for it. I'm definitely gonna be casting for it, and I'm definitely gonna be enjoying and thriving in the violence that we're gonna see on this stage. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Make sure you like the stream because I'm watching you right now. Like the stream.
Yeah, Definitely, we will want to see that grand finals tomorrow. It's going to be a rematch of the decade. All the heat has been put into that match, and hopefully, we see that actually come into fruition tomorrow. So yeah, so this is actually all from us today. So just like Steve said, like this stream because it's always watching you guys from your windows. So pleasure being here with you, Stu, and pleasure hosting for you guys, the audience. See you tomorrow.